Well, this is day 6. Today's going to be a little milestone for us. We're going to complete New Jersey. Knock on wood, if nothing goes wrong, we don't break anything. This is also one of the most challenging hikes we'll have in this trip. It's 15 miles. The first 6 miles are in, actually, since we're going southbound, are in the state of New York. And it's supposed to be very rough. Not a lot of elevation gain and loss, but very rugged. Obviously, this is nice and easy right here. So because the trail is so difficult, we decided to leave a little early. So we're finally on the trail by 6:30, which is good. And we got really lucky because the last 3 days have been really humid, terribly hot. Today's in the low 60s. It feels great. So a lot of puds, pointless up and downs for the first 6 miles. We'll tell you how we do. This is Greenwood Lake. We're staying up here on the left end, nowhere near the lake, but in the little town of Greenwood. And we're walking the Bellevale Ridge. And we just got into the rocky part. Okay, so now go ahead. Now we're in the section that they were talking about. Give you some kind of an idea of the stuff we got to negotiate here. And this is up and down after up and down. The trail goes up through there, sunlight. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're getting north enough so that we start to get some revolutionary history going on around here. And this Bellevale mountain range in colonial days was known for its iron forges. So in 1750, the Crown, the British government, passed the Iron Forge Act. The King, of course. So they passed an act so the colonists could no longer forge their own iron, which, you know, pissed everybody off. And it was one of the feathers in the cap that made the war bonnet for us to finally go to war with those guys. So the reasons behind that, you know, they only know, but it forced the colonists to do two things: is buy all their iron from the empire. So therefore all the money went over to England, and it also inhibited them to a degree of making weapons. And that may have been the logic behind the Crown doing that, because a totalitarian government does not want its citizens to be armed. Much like our present day government doesn't want us to have guns. And you talk, all you hear nowadays is all the crazy people going around shooting everything up. They refuse to call that a mental issue, and they want to bring it back to the guns. And the people that are pushing that don't want us armed because they want us to lose our freedom. And that's what the Second Amendment is all about. That's why our forefathers created the Second Amendment, is so that could never happen. And I can't wrap my mind around people freely giving up their right to arm themselves against what we can increasingly see as a totalitarian government. I mean, my body, my choice, until it comes to a vaccine that doesn't work. And that's, I'm getting off my soapbox, but you'll never change my mind on that. Almost to 360. Kind of windy today, and I don't know if you can hear it, but every once in a while it sounds like a clap of thunder, and there's obviously not thunder today. Right there, some more view of Greenwood Lake from Prospect Rock, but what I like is that Okay, so now we're out of the wind. That wind, it makes a percussion sound like thunder. And we've been hearing it all morning, and we're going, wow, is it going to rain? Because neither one of us brought our rain jacket today, so we're getting concerned. I mean, it's partly cloudy, so, the sun is coming in and out of the clouds. We thought we were going to get wet, but it turns out that is a phenomenon that happens in this region because of the shape of the mountains and the winds that come down up the Hudson River. And they just form, thunder booms, for the lack of a better term. And I'm sure they do have a term, but it sounds just like thunder. In fact, Linda surmises that's what Washington Irving, where he got the idea of the elves or the mountain trolls or whatever they were, the dwarves were bowling, 9-pin bowling, and that's the noise that it was made, and Rip Van Winkle and all that happy stuff. So that's where that came from. Here's a beaver pond just shy of Wawayanda State Park. And Wawayanda Shelter is where we are going to eat. About 3/10 of a mile from here. This is just north of the shelter. So this is the end of day 6. We made our 15 miles. Very last thing we had to do within the last mile of getting back to the car was go down a trail that they call Stairway to Heaven. It is pretty steep. And it's Saturday, so there's about 150 tourists up here, all trying to climb this pretty steep trail. But anyway, we're down to flat ground now. We pulled it off. This weather was spectacular, dry, cool. The wind blew all day. It never got above 63, I don't believe. It's just perfect hiking. So, in a few hundred feet, we will have completed the state of New Jersey. Goodbye.